whole other conversation connected in the first place. But so these major grocery chains don't go into these low-income neighborhoods because they don't see a need.
You know, I was so surprised to find out, and I remember it came in the news that Overtown had just gotten their first grocery store.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind.
Yeah, yeah. And Overtown, my dad could cover this better than I could. Used to be a thriving cultural center.
Right.
So yeah. But it's one of our smaller but more severe food deserts for sure.
Now, food deserts aren't only about proximity to a food market, but also income and even resources like transportation. So that can also keep people from accessing healthy food because if they can't get there to their nearest grocery store, they're just going to take the easier route.
That's
and
exactly
can't
right.
blame them.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's a combination of things, right? It's a lack of resources, a lack of transportation. There's a lack of disposable income. And those things coupled together, you end up having people that can't access fresh foods because they don't have a car, they don't have the money to support it. And so we're then looking at communities that are really being plagued with a lot of preventable diseases that are oftentimes food related.
Now, you mentioned the number 326, which is baffling to me. It's so baffling.
Yeah.
So is there a common denominator in these sort of food deserts that we're seeing across South Florida? Yeah,
so I think the kind of typical characteristics are that they're low income, and again, people are lacking resources, whether it's finances, public transportation. Miami-Dade is not known for the best public transportation, and so that's sort of the recurring theme. It looks different from place to place, but they're typically neighborhoods that are disconnected and just don't have access to fresh foods.
Now, how different is a food desert from, let's say, food insecurity? Because they're two different things.
They are. They are.
And how?
So I would say that food insecurity is a symptom of a food desert. So if you are food insecure, like 40 million Americans are,
and when you say food insecure, is that you don't have food at home?
Well, no. So food insecure really means that you don't have access to enough healthy foods to maintain a healthy, active lifestyle.
Okay.
So it looks a little bit different from place to place. It might be the mom who is splitting a box of Kraft mac and cheese among her 5 kids. It could be the family that eats Chef Boyardee at McDonald's 7 nights a week because it's affordable and you're full. Or it could be the child that only eats his school-free meals, and that's really the only food that they're consuming during the day. So it looks a little different from place to place, but it's the idea that there's not enough food to sustain a healthy lifestyle if you're food insecure.
Okay, so that is a product of the food desert?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I just read a really interesting article that refers to this population as the hidden hungry, which I think is really sort of powerful and telling the story of people who are hungry and they're right under our radar, but we don't really know because they're not starving, right? But they're starving for nutrients and for healthy foods, for sure.
Wow. And the biggest concern linked to food deserts and insecurity, as we mentioned, is the health impact it can have. Because you're talking about fast food, you're talking about things that are unhealthy. You mentioned Chef Boyardee, ramen noodle, which maybe we indulge in once in a while, but this is someone's
every day.
This is every day, and that's not healthy.
And that takes a toll, absolutely. So there is data that just has been proven time and time again that a lot of these highly processed foods are directly linked to chronic diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity. And these diseases have a few things in common. They are food-related, and they're plaguing low-income neighborhoods. So if you look at the statistics, they are really much more prevalent in these low-income neighborhoods where access to fresh foods is so difficult. If you look at the highest number of heart disease-related deaths, people who consume too many processed meats and had too many sugary drinks. People at the highest risk of stroke, too much sodium. And all of these things are sort of readily available in these neighborhoods, and it's this vicious cycle where people are consuming foods because they're easy and they're cheap.
They have no other option.
They have no other options, but they're killing them.
Right. Well, there are a lot of health conditions linked to too much sodium in our diet, as we heard Asha speak about. So let's find out more from Dr. Yezel Barkin with Baptist Health Primary Care.
Hello, I'm Dr. Giselle Barkin with Baptist Health Primary Care. If you have stopped saying, please pass the salt, you probably know that too much sodium in your diet can contribute to heart disease risk factors, especially high blood pressure. Studies have linked too much sodium to high blood pressure and a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and kidney problems. Contact your primary care physician to discuss ways to maintain a low sodium diet.
I just want to remind our viewers that if you have a question for Asha this hour, please